Yeah. All right. We are live on YouTube. How's everyone doing today? How's it going? Welcome, welcome, welcome to episode number 954 of Navigating the Modern World with Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition, live today from Red Morton Park here in beautiful Redwood City, California, where I live. It's daylight savings time. Daylight savings time is in effect. So, got an extra hour, and I needed that extra hour today because there was a lot going on. A lot of stuff going on. My girlfriend Dawn and I had some appointments to set up and other things to take care of, non-YouTube related. And then some things happened in the news today, and I'm going to talk about it because it needs to be talked about. And let's see, have they fixed this yet, or is it still backwards? Well, it's still backwards. Team YouTube, you're lagging this time. Anyway, it is what it is. The show must go on. But anyway, today, we're going to be talking about, the internet, is a place where, it has a lot of intentional negativity. There's a lot of intentional negativity happening on the internet, and it's gotten really old. It's gotten really, really old. And I'm saying that as a general statement, despite my personal experiences regarding that intentional negativity, meaning that people do stupid, crazy, dumb shit on the internet on purpose because drama sells and it gets attention. Just in the same ways like Donald Trump and Elon Musk are, in my opinion, drama, WHORES. Okay, they're drama W's. And a lot of people don't probably even realize that even if they're intentionally, doing stupid things on the internet, because it seems like that's the only way people will drop everything to tune in, it's really affecting everyone tremendously. At the beginning of this show, I'm going to talk a little bit about what happened today in the stock market. I'm going to do a little Trump talk, even though, I said I'm doing away with it. For the most part, like I said, I'm doing away with it. Every now and then when something important comes up, which is relevant and relative to the topic I'm discussing, I will talk about it. And today, I didn't even watch any YouTube videos. I didn't watch anything news related until about an hour before I went live. I didn't even know the stock market had crashed until about an hour ago. So I quickly caught up on what's going on. And I'm just, I'm floored. And I'm going to come out here today and try to reason with unreasonable people that have been live and die Donald Trump, live and die Elon Musk, right? I'm going to try to reason with you folks because if you have not been affected by the things that Donald Trump has done in the first month and a half in office, up until today, and that also includes the things that Trump has allowed Musk to do, who's not a government employee, who's not a government official. He's just unofficially there running this, so to speak, DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, right? Give me a second here. They're having a Little League practice. If you have not been affected by this, if this hasn't affected you and pissed you off and cost you a lot of money or left you in a huge state of uncertainty, that's the most important thing right here. We're all being left in a huge state of uncertainty for the future. And you know what the funny thing is? Trump really hasn't done anything that would typically cause the stock markets to crash or a recession to happen. He hasn't really done anything, but at the same time, he's done the worst thing anyone could ever do. That is causing all this uncertainty. Okay? So Trump has threatened tariffs a few times. He even enacted tariffs for one day, then took them back when he saw the stock market crash last week. Then the stock market recovered a little bit, right? Then over the weekend, I guess Trump was asked, is there a possible recession coming or something of that sort, right? Regarding a recession, right? And he said, I don't really want to predict things like that. You don't want to really predict things like that while you're massively tanking the economy worse than any other president in history. I mean, this is absolutely the biggest government shit show that we've ever seen in the history of our planet. And I don't care if you're a Trump supporter or not. It doesn't matter. Like I'm not here to bash Republicans, liberals, people down the middle. This affects everyone as Americans, and it also affects the global economy as well. I'm approaching you folks here today as people, as Americans, because it primarily affects us, but it also does affect, the situations globally as well. But more so, people living here are going to be affected the most, right? Now, give me a second here. I got a few people. No one I respect as I walk by. All these things affect you. Earlier today, the stock market closed almost 900 points down. At one point, I heard it was well over 1,000 points down. It recovered a little bit, but still, to be almost 900 points down, we haven't seen a crash like that in years. So the Dow fell almost 900 points. NASDAQ fell over 700 points. All because when our current president was asked if he sees a recession in our future, and he goes, I don't want to predict something like that, you leave people with a massive amount of uncertainty. In essence, what you're leading them to believe, whether that's your intention or not, is that you see it crashing and you don't want to admit it. Because, see, Donald Trump, if he's able to change the world for the better, like if the stock market went up 2,000 points or 1,000 points in a day, he'd be gloating, this is because of the Trump economy and make America great again, all this shit, right? But when the market goes the other way because of what he's not even doing, it's not crashing because of what he's doing, it's crashing because of what he's saying or not saying. And the same thing with Musk. And it's all because primarily of what's happening on social media. Twitter X and other places. YouTube, right? And what's being presented also within the mainstream media, the legacy media. Also, earlier today, I heard that Twitter X was cyber attacked, and it went down like 4 different times. And then, to add insult to injury, and I'm laughing, Tesla stock went down 40 points. Tesla stock lost 15%. It's been crashing like I've never seen numbers. And here's the thing. I have stock, but I have mutual funds. I'm diversified. And yes, I've lost a little bit too, but nowhere nearly as much as people that have been investing at all in high risk individual stocks. Those people are severely getting fucked right now. That's why, I've always said you got to diversify. And if you're going to take risks with some, high risk stuff, take the chance when things appear to be a little more solid and less volatile. Right now, we're in a very volatile market. It's just insane what's happening, right? People's 401ks are going bye-bye, right? And then Elon Musk was talking earlier today, and he was saying, and I got all this in like less than an hour because I know where to go to get my information, right? Elon Musk was saying, that Medicaid and Social Security, we need to get rid of the entitlements. Elon Musk is the biggest piece of shit that's ever lived. Elon Musk, I'm sorry, dude, you have no balls. You have no spine. And your talk is just backed up by the money you still currently have. Your money's crashing too. Now, here's the thing. There's a method to everyone's madness, including Trump's and Musk's. You never know. Maybe they're intentionally trying to crash the market so that way they can all reinvest lower and then create a boom and then double their money, right? I mean, I'm looking at this from the outside and I'm like, I've never seen any president start off any term after 45 days with the net negative approval or disapproval ratings, right? The stock market has crashed more than 1,500 points since Trump got into office, right? Nothing ever like this, right? Excuse me. Give me a second here. It amazes me. It amazes me how shitty the behavior is of grown-ass men like Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and others out here on YouTube, right? It amazes me how pathetic and weak and miserable and depressed and lonely you are. Right? And you're watching me right now, and you know I'm talking to you, and you're laughing, thinking that, ooh, I've got him. You ain't got shit. You ain't got shit besides a bunch of mental disturbance in your brain. And I don't want to associate myself with your negativity. This is part of the topic here today where we're talking about the internet, has been a place that's been riddled with intentional dumb shit, dumb stuff. Intentional negativity, right? Because that gets people attention, and people that are miserable and they don't value themselves, they have no self-love, this is what they need to do to fuel any happiness they can scrounge up within themselves. Someone comes in here trolling, but they asked a reasonable question, but I know you're trolling based on your name. You're right, the market does fluctuate, but not like this. If you don't think for a second that what Trump and Musk have done for the last 45 days aren't affecting this crash, then you're out of your fucking mind. You are. And I'll tell you what, you continue to buy into this system and watch your money go bye-bye. Right? You see, I've always done things to protect my money and reinvest my money in ways that will overcome situations like these. And I just didn't think about this now. I've thought about this 4 or 5 years ago. Last time the stock market crashed big was 4 years ago? Right? Almost 5 years ago, 4.5 years ago, something like that. Okay. I haven't invested in high-risk stocks since my 20s. That's not a bad time to do it. Now, for guys in their 20s right now that are investing in high-risk stock, holy Moses. If you hadn't sold before today, you already lost a bit because the market's been crashing since Trump took over office. You've lost a ton. So if you want to come out here and say the market fluctuates, it does. But it doesn't fluctuate, this drastically unless people are feeling extremely uncertain. In this case, they're feeling uncertain about what Trump will do or won't do regarding tariffs, regarding Medicaid, regarding Social Security, regarding food stamps, regarding immigration, the people that do the jobs that we don't want to do here in America, the day laborers that keep our produce prices low, and you want to come in here on a soccer account named, what was it, Coach Docs? Yeah. You want to come in here, dude, it's all good. You want to come in here while every single day, replaying my stuff over to your audience. That's all good. If that's all you've got, if that's all you're worth, then that's cool. You do you and see how long it lasts. Because everything has a shelf life. Everything has a shelf life. Especially if it's not created by you. If you live vicariously through the words of other people or the content of other people, people are going to look at you after a while and say, what the fuck are you good for? Waiting for someone to go live and then setting up a program that allows you to rebroadcast. How much fucking brain power does that take, right? Right? And I don't care if you're making more money than me. You're making more money than me because you're a drama whore, and that's all you are. You are. All of you have sold your souls to drama because you can't make money any other way. And right now, I'm not making a whole lot more than you are, but at least I'm doing something positive that eventually will get there. Right? And while you sit there and you live in your mother's house, rent free, right? You see those guys right there? Those guys, their kids just yelled out the N-word. That's just really, really stupid. You see how fucked up this world is? How stupid is that? Right? You got a couple of young white kids sticking out of their mom's car saying the N-word because they see me going live. How stupid are you people? And you know what? You know who's causing the majority of the problems? It's the white people. I'm white. I'm Greek, but I'm Caucasian white. But it's primarily the Caucasian people. Right? Because the truth of the matter is, the Caucasian people that think they're the real Americans are being outdone by all other ethnicities. They're being surpassed in the workforce and in better paying jobs, right? So, it leads you folks to feel unsatisfied to the point of where you got to do stupid shit on the internet to try to knock down people that are trying to create something authentic. I'm going to go across because someone just came out of their house. And I don't want to interrupt them. Give me a second here. Hey Tia, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Yeah, I'm integrating a little bit about what happened in the news today. Just a little bit of it because I don't know if you heard, Tia, the stock market crashed pretty severely today. And it's been crashing for several weeks. And it's just really sad, what is happening. And you know, I was just about to get to the reason why it's happening because, you know, Trump and Musk haven't really done anything, but it's what they're saying and not saying that's causing the crash. And they're using social media and even the mainstream media, both, to spew out a bunch of uncertainty to not only all Americans, but the entire world. You know, when you have Elon Musk that goes on mainstream media, legacy media, and is saying that, you know, Social Security, you know, are entitlements. Well, Social Security is something that we pay into, you moron. Social Security, we put in money every paycheck. Every time we make money, we put into it. Now, as far as Medicaid goes, maybe so, that might be more of an entitlement, but that is a necessity for almost 100 million people, primarily seniors, primarily people that voted for Donald Trump. Musk is a thorn in Trump's side. Well, Tia, of course he is. But Trump put him in there. Trump put him in there, and he's keeping him there. And listen, I'm not complaining. I'm just watching what's happening. And what's happening is, now I'm starting to see inflation go up. Because I was talking with you privately the other day, and I really hadn't seen it as much out here in the Bay Area because we're already paying higher prices here in California. But now prices are starting to go up. Prices outside of California have already been going up, like you told me, and they're going to keep going up, right? The stock market is crashing. People's 401k retirement plans are being depleted, right? People that are dependent on Medicare to survive and get their prescriptions and get the care that they need as they age are, the program's being threatened. Do I think that they're going to get rid of Medicare, get rid of food stamps? Do I think most of the stuff that Trump is saying is going to happen? No. But it's the fact that they're going all over social media and the mainstream legacy media, and they're spewing this, and they're scaring people. And when people get scared, the first thing they do is they sell things off. They sell stock. That's what happens. They go and they sell stock before they lose any more in a volatile market. It's funny to me today that Trump was supposed to do some interviews. He was supposed to go in front of the camera, and he's been hiding out. Well, if I crash the economy by almost 900 points, if I crash the Dow by almost 900 points in one day because of what I said last week when asked, "Do you think a recession is coming or will happen?" and then Trump answers, "I don't want to predict something like that." We're already on lap number 2. Well, Musk's net worth keeps going down. Tesla stock keeps going down. Tia, I was mentioning that earlier. Right? People are upset. Even people that are MAGAs, even people that voted for Trump, they're upset. This is no longer about left versus right. This is about everyone's getting fucked. Everyone is paying the price for this. This is about someone that doesn't believe in democracy and believes in being a dictator, an authoritarian like Vladimir Putin. This is someone that wants to find a way to break the barrier of 2 term limits. But yeah, Musk is a big problem for Trump. Big problem for Trump. Big problem. So why does he keep him around? I think he keeps him around because Musk has the power of Twitter X, and he's still the richest person in the world despite all his losses. Musk has a lot of power where he could turn people against the president. I think, to be honest with you, I think Donald Trump is afraid of Musk, to be honest with you. That's my opinion. Because here's the thing. If I hired someone, even as a consultant, non-official government employee, whatever the hell, he is, right? If I hired someone like that to find, wasteful spending in the government, and a month and a half later, what they've been saying and doing was destroying my reputation and tanking the stock market, I would have gotten rid of him. And see, Trump is the first guy to say, "You're fired." Remember that? Remember that apprentice, right? Trump redefined the phrase "you're fired." Remember that? But he won't fire Musk. Why? I think he's afraid of Musk. I wouldn't trust Musk if I were Trump. I agree. And I don't think he does trust him anymore. I don't think he really ever trusted him. I think he wanted his money. I think Trump wanted his money. Musk bought his way next to Trump's side by donating almost $300 million to Trump's re-election campaign. Right? I mean, this is, and again, I don't really even want to talk about this stuff, but the bottom line is today, it was important because it closely relates to how people use social media to put out things about people that aren't true, right? A lot of people just make things up on the internet that sound really damning and cringy, right? Because some people don't want to work hard to create something great of value and positive that would take a lot longer to build, because no one's going to drop anything and everything to tune into something happy. But when the shit show starts, everyone drops everything no matter what, right? And this is something that needs to be changed. We need to, give me a second here, someone's coming. We need to promote more positivity on the internet. We need to get more people to stand up and say, hey, we're tired of the fake nonsense on the internet. It's gotten really old. But despite the fact that it's gotten really old, there are some people that are still trying to hang on to it. They're trying to squeeze out every last bit of money they can make from it before they fully let it go, or before it swallows them up whole, right? Also, earlier today at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, I recorded on the DVR, and it'll replay later on News Nation, channel 307 on DirecTV. If you have News Nation on your cable provider, just look it up. But Chris Cuomo and Tucker Carlson, Chris Cuomo and Tucker Carlson, a former Fox anchor who's been fired three separate times in his career, they had their second one-on-one conversation. So I'm going to go home and watch that. I recorded it on the DVR, the digital video recorder. Yes, still have one of those. because I have real satellite slash cable TV, which is satellite direct TV. You can't just streaming alone just won't cut it unless you have a live streaming plan that includes locals and stuff. But having a real cable company for your basic, local channels and mainstream media channels like CNN and News Nation, Fox News, USA Network, all that stuff. It's important. So, you record it on your DVR. You can watch it anytime. Then flip through the commercials. That's the best part. So I'm gonna watch that with Dawn later tonight after this walk ends. But yeah, it's just people are getting really tired of the fake stuff on the internet. And I think a lot of people are seeing what Trump and Musk are doing, not only on legacy mainstream media, but on the internet as well, through Truth Social, through Twitter X. The things that they're saying compared to what they're doing. I just don't see how a guy like Musk, who made so much money, now is doing all this stuff with Trump, and his net worth is plummeting every day. He still has plenty of money. But at what point does he stop doing this? Because if he keeps doing it, he's going to lose it all. Tesla stock is going to keep tanking because people are pissed, right? People are pissed off, right? Or like I said earlier, is this some ploy to intentionally tank the stock market and then put some money off to the side and then buy when everything is low and watch it go back up and then double or triple your money? There's something fishy going on here. There's something fishy going on, right? And here's the thing. Again, I didn't want to talk about this today, Tia, but I had to, because here's the thing. People are asking our president, and I'm even trying to be respectful to Trump. It's hard for me to be respectful, but I'm coming at it from a respectful standpoint and saying people are asking Trump legitimate questions and he's deflecting. They're asking him for some certainty. They're asking him, hey, how do you feel our economy is going to be in 6 months or a year? Do you feel we're heading towards a recession, right? What are your plans with these tariffs, right? And what Trump is doing is he's basically deflecting and saying, I don't know. Well, I don't know. I don't want to predict the future on that. I don't want to predict, anything regarding that. Right? He does it on purpose. You know why? Because it puts people in an uncertain position and it gets them talking. Got me talking again, Donnie. Good job. That's exactly what him and Musk are doing. Now, they haven't done anything. The tariffs are not active. They were active for one day and they weren't even enforced. It's a yo-yo game, right? So Trump hasn't done anything, yet his words are crashing our economy. Not even his words, his postings on social media. Yeah, his words too. But his postings on social media and even on mainstream legacy media are crashing our economy, are inflating our inflation's going up, are raising our costs, right? I mean, typically, it would take doing something worthy or unworthy. Typically, just words alone wouldn't crash an economy like this. But that's what's happening. And I'm flabbergasted. I'm blown away by this because it's just going to show the power of social media, right? It's the power of social media that's created this playground for people like Trump and Musk and other people out here on YouTube, for example, that understand when they do dumb shit out of the ordinary, everyone tunes in. So they intentionally, like the topic says, they intentionally do stupid shit because they know if they don't, their numbers go down, their revenue goes down, right? And at the same time, they've also got to worry about dealing with community guidelines and copyright issues and bullying and harassment and all that. They got to deal with all that, right? What kind of a world is it for people that do that to live in? It's a temporary world. There's a woman. I don't know if you've heard this woman, Tia. Her name is Ruby Frankie, and Ruby Frankie is in jail for 30 years for child abuse. She had one of the most popular family vlogs on YouTube. Right now, I believe it's Hulu. They have a 3-part series on the Ruby Frankie story. And before that, it was the Jody Hildebrand story. Because what happened, Ruby Frankie made a big mistake. And, she did something. I can't remember exactly what it was. She did something that she put on camera that came off as being a child abuser. And she basically tanked a channel that was at one point making over $100,000 a month in ad revenue. And then she got in touch with Jody Hildebrandt, who was a lady that was, she's a psychiatrist that was doing videos, and she had a program, and Ruby Frankie's son, who was acting up back then, she wanted to get her son the best care possible. Okay. But what happened? She got her son that care, and then she exploited her son to try to revive her YouTube channel and made it all about herself, right? It's a very interesting story regarding what some people will do to continue getting that fame and money on the internet that they feel they are entitled to. And no one's entitled to anything like that. You got to work for it. I'm still working for it. Still working for it, right? And some stupid ass people out here used to say, oh, you're exploiting your girlfriend, Dot. Nope, I never once exploited anyone. All Don and I ever have done is share our stories regarding our personal experiences. So other people that are going through similar things that relate to the issue can see what we went through and how we overcame it. So they can overcome it too, or prevent it from happening in the first place, right? But see, that's what a lot of these people, these drama, WHORES, on YouTube want to do, right? All they have is, Eli exploits Dawn, and Eli's full of shit, and Eli's a cuckold, and Eli is a dumbass, and Eli will never amount to anything. And well, what else are they going to say? You think I'm the only one they say that to? You think they're the only group of people that say that to other people that are trying to create something of substance with value? Right? That's what they do, right? And that's why you got to stand tall and keep moving forward. But we're addressing it here today because there's a major shift that's starting to happen right now. I was talking about it yesterday. Brian Tyler Cohen, a left-leaning, progressive left-leaning political commentator on YouTube in his mid-30s. I'm gonna wait. There's a dog coming over there. He said that he created a group to help 1,000 left-leaning / progressive independent creators get their channels going or get their podcasts going. And after the first 1,000 are done, he's going to work on the second 1,000. He's doing something positive. And he's not doing this to try to attack the right. What he's doing is he's trying to level up the playing field so we can all engage in a reasonable conversation. So we all are at an equal level playing field, right? Because right now, it's gotten a little better, but the internet is still predominantly filled with right-wingers and right-wing propaganda. And that's why people that are on the right, have a greater chance of reaching any type of following over people on the left. That's one of the main things that have affected me. And it's taken 7 years of doing this to see what's really happening, right? I'm not saying this to criticize anyone. I'm not attacking anyone. I'm not trying to offend anyone. Tia, hopefully I haven't offended you. I'm just, I'm trying to bring substance, logic, and reasoning into the conversation, right? And in the near future, in the upcoming months, I'm going to get my girlfriend Dawn and Tia and Sandra Palacio. They're the GNA executive team. We're going to get them more involved. We're going to have some conversations where we're going to talk about these important aspects, right? Because they need to be discussed, right? We need to come to the table. All of us together need to come to the table and have a reasonable conversation. And stop fighting, right? The fighting is destroying us. The fighting is giving Donald Trump and Elon Musk exactly what they want. Donald Trump went golfing over the weekend in Mar-a-Lago on the taxpayer's dime, right? With Air Force One, right? Now, what am I hearing? Am I hearing a motorcycle? Nothing wrong with taking a vacation every now and then. But it seems like every weekend or every other weekend, Trump is at Mar-a-Lago. Right? And people that voted him in are like, okay. What do you expect? Oh, I expect him to keep his promise of lowering grocery prices day one in office and ending the war in Ukraine on day one. I also expect the stock market to not crash by 900 points in one day after it crashed several times the previous weeks, 400 or 500 points. The stock market is 1,500 points lower just 45 days after Trump took over. When Biden left, it was the highest it had ever been. And that's another funny thing here. Listen, I'm not trying to criticize left versus right. But the truth is the truth. They're trying to blame Biden for crashing the economy when he left the economy in a great place? What's crashing the economy are words. Words that are posted on Truth Social, that are posted on Twitter X by a South African immigrant that's come here and thinks he's the greatest fucking thing since sliced bread. Right? This dude can barely speak English. Like, this dude stutters and has no idea what he's talking about. No idea. He doesn't have any clue what he's talking about. Third and final lap. Part of what I will personally do, even if I'm on my own, even if I have zero support from anyone, I'm sure some people like this idea and maybe will support, but even if no one supports this, I will continue to fight for it myself. I want to make the internet a better and more positive place, and really do a better job of removing the shit show, removing the garbage that's destroying our world. You know, in the 90s and in the early 2000s, you had all of those Jerry Springer shows and all that, right? And maybe the first or second or third or fourth episode was cool to watch, but then it just became the same shit show every day. The same shit show every day with different people. Yet people kept tuning in. Not me. I would occasionally watch Jerry Springer, but I didn't watch it every day. You know why? Because I'm like, there's nothing fucking new here. It's just different people doing the same shit. They show up, right? They share a story. Right? Oh, you know, the person that cheated on you, or the person that cheated on you know your on you with your husband is here. There. That's what I'm trying to say. Then they bring that person in, and the two ladies start to beat the crap out of each other. Right? Or if it's two men in different situations, it's the same old song and dance. It's stupid. It's pathetic. It's not encouraging any positive resolution, right? It's just stupid.
You got a channel?
No.
Oh, you
just recording a video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Have a good one. Oh, they're young kids, so I can't put them on. He asked me if I had a channel. I said I'm recording a video. All right. Well, that's what happens when you're in public. You gotta just, you just gotta learn to deal with the environment. That's what it is. I've lost my train of thought now. That's what happens too, you know. You get a distraction and then you lose your train of thought. It's all good. It is what it is. Trump would do better alone. He probably would. To be fair to you, he probably would. But at the same time, to be fair, if it wasn't for Musk's 300 million almost 300 million that he donated, and the exposure on Twitter X and all that, I don't think Trump would have been reelected. I think I hate to say it, but I think Musk owns Trump. I'm sure Trump would like to get rid of him right now because, like, people hate Musk more than Trump. People right now are hating are hating Musk more than Trump. But, Musk still has all the money. And Musk has Twitter, which is way bigger and more sustainable than Truth Social. Truth Social hasn't really made any money. They've lost money. Truth Social is not gonna survive eventually. All the server fees, internet bandwidth, and storage space is going to cost more than Donald can afford to pay because it's not going to make any money. It's not making any money. There's a lot of people leaving the park at once. I think they finished. I think there's softball practice happening over here and baseball over there, so it is what it is. Let me just pull over here for a second. Yeah, the Trump talk, like I said the other day, the Trump talk is old. But every now and then, something major happens. Like the stock market crashing is major. This is major, right? And then the president, had some scheduled meetings and TV appearances, and he didn't show up because he didn't want to show his face with the stock market in a huge crisis. Now, let's see what happens tomorrow. I have a feeling it won't be as bad tomorrow, but I have a feeling that the Dow will drop another 400 or 500 points. And it's going to probably keep dropping until Trump comes out and says, look, my fellow Americans, I'm sorry for the uncertainty that I've created here. Let me reassure you. That we understand. I, along with the rest of the administration, we understand your concerns. We're seeing what's happening in the stock market. We're seeing what's happening in the recession. And we apologize for the inconvenience that we know this has caused you. If one time in Donald Trump's life he can accept responsibility for his actions, then maybe people will say, okay, let's stop selling off our stock, and let's start to support this person to do the right thing to turn the economy back around to where it was. It wasn't broken 45 days ago. It wasn't broken. It was not broken. I don't care whether you're left, right, down the middle, black, blue, purple, red, green, gray. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. What matters are the facts. What matters is what's actually happening, right? Tia says, they have an agenda. Musk seems to be holding power. This isn't the way Trump operates. It's only been 2 months. It's concerning. Yeah, and here's the thing, Tia. Let me pay the utmost respect to you. I know I've done that, but I want to do it again because of what you just said. And look, I know you voted for Trump, and we're still friends. And I also know you don't consider yourself a MAGA conservative, but you are conservative. You're a non-MAGA conservative. And I have another friend I got to connect you with. I'm not going to mention her name here because of the trolls. They'll attack her in real life, right? I have another friend on Facebook I've known for a while. And she's a conservative, but she hates Trump. She's just like she's conservative. Now, I know you don't hate Trump, but I know some things you don't like. I get it, right? But that friend of mine on Facebook, I'll connect you with her. She's an amazing, amazing person. And she's reasonable, right? And yeah, it is very concerning. Everyone should be concerned. Even the MAGAs should be concerned. Because the MAGAs want to talk a big game until it starts hurting them. Until these male MAGAs get kicked in the nads, kicked in the nuts. And it hurts when you get kicked in the nuts, right? And right now, we're all getting kicked in the nuts. Right? Whether you're MAGA or not, we're all getting kicked in the nuts. And it fucking hurts. Right? The MAGAs won't realize it until they've just about lost everything, right? Or they could lose everything and be on the street and they'll still be MAGA forever. I'm homeless and broke and I'm starving. Worse than an Ethiopian, right? But MAGA forever because I'm that loyal. That's why a lot of people on the left think some of you MAGAs are stupid. Because we're not telling you to stop supporting your Lord, Savior, and Messiah, Trump. We're not telling you that. We're trying to say, look at how this is affecting everyone, including you MAGAs. We're all being affected by this. And you folks are letting it slide. It's just surreal. The sun's starting to set. We are at 62 minutes, an hour and 2 minutes. But I have the utmost respect for you, Tia, because you're reasonable, right? And I think you're right. I think you're right about Musk. I think Trump would be doing a lot better without him, but I also think that without Musk, he wouldn't have gotten the office. And I think Trump and you, he was going to have to deal with what he's dealing with. The thing is, look, I remember the first time Trump got in office, back in, 2016, 2017, right? The 2016 election, and he was in office January 2017, right? It was nothing like this. It was nothing like, yes, I was still not happy with some stuff, but there wasn't something to talk about every single day about this. You throw Musk in the picture, and there's the common denominator. You're right. The issue is Elon Musk and his money. And this motherfucker Musk is trying to buy, he's trying to buy the government system in America and create it the way he wants to create it. So that way, him and other rich oligarchs can make even more money. Like him, Trump, Bezos, Zuckerberg, and more. And I think even Trump realizes that what Musk is doing is affecting him. But when you have the most amount of money, that's your bargaining chip, right? It's a pretty shitty bargaining chip, right? I hate people that negotiate everything because of money. Even things that don't involve money, they use money as a bargaining chip, as a power, as a power trip, right? I mean, the things you hear Trump not answering, not being transparent about whether we're going to hit a recession. regarding the tariffs. He's like, well, I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see what happens. It all doesn't make any sense. It all creates massive uncertainty. And Trump doesn't have nearly the money that Musk has. And Trump's filed bankruptcy countless amount of times. And I'm sure Trump's money, whatever he has left, is in trouble now based on what's happening. Trump should stop this shit to cut his own bleeding. But you're right, something's holding him back. It's got to be Musk. Musk is the only one. Musk is just a dumb individual. The stuff he's saying is incredibly dumb. I think we have a police officer here. No, that's a family there. I thought that was a cop bike. We got to do something to make the internet a more positive place. We got to start fact-checking people again. Since Trump's been in office and Musk took over Twitter X, there's no fact-checking. Right? It's just anything goes. A lot of people, when I first came on YouTube, I've been on YouTube since it came out. I had other channels for my organization, the Genuine Networking Association, or GNA for short, when I used to run in-person networking events. But I never, took YouTube seriously until I started doing the personal development 7 years ago. And at that point, I came across people that were talking about YouTube for, this was back in 2017. People were saying that YouTube is and has been the wild, wild west, where anything goes for the last 5 to 7 years. All right. And then YouTube changed their rules. They, increased their requirements to become a part of the YouTube partner program. They also really started taking a stronger stance against bullying, harassment, hate speech, and all that, right? They also were fact-checking things, and they still kind of are, but not as much. They were more so taking things down for misinformation or disinformation. Facebook was doing it. Twitter was doing it. And now, all of a sudden, none of them are doing it. Zuckerberg's not doing it. Twitter X, owned by Musk, is not doing it. YouTube still does it, but they've laxed off a bit. So, a lot of the stuff you're getting out here on the internet is phony, baloney, bullshit rhetoric. And people are watching it because it's so cringy and stupid that they have to click into the video to then say, oh, it's stupid, I'll click out. But once you click in, there's ad revenue right there. And when 100,000 of you or 1 million of you click to see the bullshit, you're feeding these people money. You're feeding them undeserved ad revenue. That's being taken away from people that want to create something legitimate and authentic and positive for the future of our people. Not just here in the U.S., but globally. Like, I want to help people globally, right? So it's all changed. So now the wild, wild west, in my opinion, is back. I used to not feel comfortable posting politics on Facebook. I've called Donald Trump and Elon Musk assholes on Facebook. So have others. Back in the days, you'd probably get removed for that. Now, nothing. Like, whatever, you know? Zuckerberg's like, okay, I support Trump now. I don't want him messing with my business, so I'm just going to let everything go on here. So, you know, whatever, right? Free speech, right? No more fact checking. But that also includes, hey, if people want to trash Trump, they can trash Trump. That's part of the freedom of speech thing, right? It's the wild, wild west all over again. And it's really destroying us. There's like no order, right? There's no law and order, right? And it's just everyone for themselves. It's just one big shit show, right? And guys like me, all we're trying to do is restore order. We're not trying to control everyone and tell people what to say or do. But there has to be some limitations on it. And if you don't set limitations on things, then people can just show up and blow your head off. Who wants that, right? Start getting your final questions, comments, and concerns in the chat. We're going to be going off the air in 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes or less. Going to be around in the corner, heading back into the parking lot. I'll go grab some food for my lady and I and go home and watch Como's interview with Tucker Carlson. And then watch some other news and see what's going on, see what people are saying about the stock market crashing. That's interesting to me, it is. I want to hear what people have to say. I want to hear how many people share the same opinions and thoughts as I do, because honestly, you know, the stock market crashing and the economy crashing should be a concern for everyone at the same level, regardless of your political party choice. This has nothing to do with your political party. This has to do with what's happening for everyone. We need to turn off the hate. We need to turn off the fighting, the infighting amongst our own people, right? Fighting amongst our own people. And we need to reason together and say, hey, right now what's happening in our government is not good any way you see it. It's not good. Oh, he's only been in office for 45 days. Give him a chance. Okay. When have you ever seen any economy crash this bad in the first 45 days of any new administration? It's never been this bad, ever, ever. Because no one's come in and done this stupid shit. And the stupid shit is just running their goddamn mouths all over the internet and legacy mainstream media TV, right? That's all. What laws have been changed? None. What programs have been cut? Not really any. Well, they fired some people, right? But the programs they tried to cut, they're going to be in lawsuits for the next several years. You got people, you know, that have quit their positions with the federal government. Conservatives that didn't want to put their law licenses at risk, that weren't willing to, you know, do the unethical / unconstitutional / illegal stuff Donald Trump wants them to do. They quit. Good for them that they quit, but just it's bad. It's just bad karma. It's bad karma. I feel for the people that are getting hit hard over this. I feel for the people that are getting hit hard. Myself, my family, we have our money diversified in safer ways, but not everyone is like that. Some people have lost a lot of money, and some people that were barely able to get by every month are not able to get by because of the inflation, right? And the people that are on Medicaid and food stamps and other government programs they're dependent on and have been dependent on to survive because of their unique situation they qualified for are having a hard time sleeping at night because of this. We need to give those people peace of mind. Okay? All those people are doing are using benefits that they've earned that our government's offered for the longest time. Now all of a sudden you want to come in here and reform the whole fucking government and practically kill off 1/3 of the Americans to do it. I don't know how anyone in their right mind can support anything like that. Anyway, I got to run. I love all of you. We are at 76 minutes, an hour and 16 minutes. Tia says, an enjoyable stream. Thanks, Elias. Say hi to Don. God bless you both. God bless you too, Tia. Thank you for being here once again today and being here yesterday. We'll be in touch behind the scenes very soon. And yeah, love you all. Have a good one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other. Have a great night, everyone. See you all tomorrow. Have a good night, everyone, says Tia.